take the vertebrae out of your back just to fit inside of someone's ceiling. You have to stand up full and proud, stand up erect. You know what I mean?
So we were sitting in the service and I leaned up toward him and I said, I've just been touched to give $1 million.
Let's be very, very clear. It is possible that there isn't anything funnier than a guy in a dress. And if that's the case, then it might also be said that there's nothing
Tyler
funnier
Perry's
than a
name
black
just rocked the courtroom headlines again. But what if I told you Katt Williams and Terrence Howard saw this coming years ago?
Not to mention the world, who has mixed feelings about homosexuality and the morality of it and whether it's something that should be applauded or...
Long before the lawsuits made headlines, they were calling it out: shady deals, broken promises, and a toxic energy masked behind Tyler Perry's polished Hollywood image.
It's kind of up to me that you could be a famous entertainer and make billions of dollars. But the one thing you can't do is...
So what's really going on? Tyler Perry is back in fresh drama, and this time, it's Katt Williams and Terrence Howard who are ready to spill the tea. They say Hollywood's pushing black men to wear dresses on screen, and Terrence claims he's a victim too. He's now calling out what he says is a plan to break down black masculinity,
The people that
and he's pointing
want
straight
that-
at Tyler Perry.
Our entire world economy is based off of the politicians and the authorities.
Tyler Perry's name just popped up in court headlines again. But Katt Williams and Terrence Howard? They've been hinting at this mess for years. Before the lawsuits, they were already calling him out. Shady deals, broken promises, and a toxic vibe hidden behind Hollywood shine. Now fresh drama is bubbling. And this time, it's with Katt and Terrence, both ready to spill serious tea. So what's got them fired up? It's about a hot topic in the industry. Black men being pushed to wear dresses for roles. Terrence says he's not just talking, he's lived it. He claims Hollywood stamped him as difficult just because he refused to wear a dress. He's done staying silent. He believes it's part of a bigger plan to break down black masculinity. And he's pointing the finger straight at Tyler Perry for pushing that trend. But he's not alone. He's standing in line with voices like Dave Chappelle and Katt Williams, all calling out the same issue. Some call it a rumor. Terrence says it's the truth.
What is happening in Hollywood?
And he's standing
Nobody
on it.
knows. The worst thing to call somebody is crazy, is dismissive. I don't understand.
Word is, Hollywood labeled Terrence Howard difficult all because he refused to wear a dress for a role. Now he's fed up, even considering leaving acting for good. He believes the industry is blackballing him for standing up against what he calls a dangerous agenda. And if you've been paying attention, you know Katt Williams has been loud about this too, saying Hollywood pushes black actors into dresses for fame and acceptance. Now the talk is,
They put every black
Terrence
man
might have been
in
iced
the
out
movies
for
in a
saying
dress
no.
at some point in their career. I'll be connecting them down like, wow, these brothers got weird.
Terrence Howard's made headlines. Not just for his acting, but for the chaos in his personal life too. Still, you can't deny the talent. On Bill Maher's Club Random podcast, Terrence revealed something wild. He once turned down the chance to play Smokey Robinson in a biopic. He called it one of his biggest regrets. Why? Because at the time, he was already in talks with Lee Daniels to play Marvin Gaye in another biopic. But guess what? He walked away from that too. Why? Terrence said once he heard what the role would require, he wasn't feeling it. In fact, he made a heavy statement. I'd rather cut my lips off than kiss a man on screen. And while talking to Maher, he also brought up a convo he had with Quincy Jones during early talks about the Marvin Gaye project. But he was clear. I'm not dropping names, just telling the truth.
I'm not dropping names. I'm just giving credibility to what I'm saying. about what I'm
never
saying.
drop.
That Marvin was gay. And Marvin was gay. And I'm like, was he gay? And Quincy's like, yes.
Oh.
He went.
Terrence Howard didn't hold back. He revealed the real reason he turned down the Marvin Gaye biopic. The filmmakers wanted to explore rumors about Marvin's sexuality, and Terrence wasn't comfortable with that. He said straight up he couldn't play a role he didn't understand. Even Bill Maher agreed with him. Now, Marvin Gaye's sexuality was never confirmed. He was married twice, first to Anna Gordy, then Janice Hunter. But back in 2018, Quincy Jones made headlines when he told Vulture that Marvin Gaye had a thing with Marlon Brando. And even named others like Richard Pryor and James Baldwin in that same claim. That interview caused a storm, and so did Terrance's recent comments. Social media lit up. Some people found his views offensive, even calling him problematic. A few even said platforms should stop giving him a mic because of the wild stuff he's said over the years. Like claiming 1 × 1 = 2, rejecting the Pythagorean theorem, saying he can kill gravity, and not believing in the number 0. Oh, and that he remembers the day he was born. Now after his latest comments, the backlash came quick. One user even posted pics of Terrance being kissed on the cheek by Cuba Gooding Jr. and Paul Giamatti, calling him out for hypocrisy. But Terrance isn't backing down. He says he's been forced to do things in Hollywood that go against who he is, and once he started speaking up, the industry blackballed him. And if you need proof that this industry gets messy, just look at what's happening with Tyler Perry right now. Actor Derek Dixon is suing Perry for a jaw-dropping $260 million, claiming sexual harassment, assault, and retaliation.
An actor on one of the filmmaker's shows. Actor Derek Dixon has sued Perry for $260 million.
The lawsuit was officially filed on Friday, June 13 in Los Angeles. According to court documents obtained by People, actor Derek Dixon is accusing Tyler Perry of creating a controlling and inappropriate relationship while working on Perry's shows The Oval and Ruthless, where Dixon played the character Dale. At first, things looked promising. Perry offered him acting roles, talked about producing his pilot, and opened doors for his career. But then, everything changed. Dixon claims that when he didn't return Perry's romantic interest, things took a dark turn. He says Perry began to harass him, and eventually it ruined his career.
In January of
Tyler Perry's lawyer, Matthew Boyd, fired back at the lawsuit, calling it a setup. He told People, "This is someone who got close to Tyler Perry just to run a scam." Boyd added that Perry won't be bullied, and they believe these claims won't hold up in court. But Derek Dixon paints a very different picture. He claims Perry was texting him in a flirtatious way, while promising career help and saying he could change his life. In November 2019, Perry gave him a small role on Ruthless. But by January 2020, Dixon says Perry assaulted him at his home. Just a month later, Perry offered him a regular role on The Oval. But Dixon noticed something strange: his character's ending was left unclear. According to the lawsuit, Perry warned him, "If you don't play along, your character could be written off." And that's exactly what happened. Dixon's character, Dale, was shot 4 times in the chest. He believes it was Perry's way of showing control, that Dale's survival on the show depended on keeping him happy. After filming that scene, Dixon claims Perry invited him into his trailer where he allegedly pinned him against a wall and groped him. Another incident allegedly happened in October 2020, during a cast trip to the Bahamas. Again, Dixon says Perry groped him. By December 2020, Dixon says he was falling apart. He went to a doctor for stress, insomnia, stomach issues, and low cortisol levels, and was prescribed Zoloft for anxiety and depression. But it didn't stop there. In June 2021, Perry allegedly invited him to his home again to talk about producing Dixon's pilot, Losing It. But once again, Dixon says he was assaulted.
Perry has been hit with huge lawsuit.
Over the next 5 months, Dixon says things got worse. He struggled with depression, anxiety, nausea, and constant stomach pain. Doctors eventually diagnosed him with PTSD. And here's the wild part. According to the lawsuit, people close to Perry, who Dixon calls fixers, tried to smooth things over. They allegedly offered him a raise to stay on The Oval, and promised that Perry would buy the rights to produce his show, Losing It. But Dixon says it was all just an attempt to keep him quiet. By January 2023, Dixon says he told Perry he was moving to California, trying to put distance between them. He stayed on The Oval for a while, but left during the final season, claiming he lost nearly $400,000 in potential earnings. Now he's taking it all to court. Dixon is suing Tyler Perry for multiple serious allegations and demanding a jury trial, asking for a massive $260 million in damages. And here's the thing. People online are saying this isn't the first time drama like this has followed Perry. Remember back in 2023? Christian Keys came forward with claims about a billionaire in the industry. And let's be real, there aren't many billionaires in Hollywood. It didn't take long before fans started connecting the dots.
In my bank account, who they gonna believe? Right? I got.
Even though Christian Keys didn't name names, the internet wasted no time. During an Instagram Live in December 2023, Christian, an actor and writer whose novel Ladies' Night became BT+'s All the Queen's Men, spoke up about alleged abuse he faced in the industry. He talked about being sexually harassed by a powerful Hollywood figure. He never said the name. But social media was buzzing, and many were quick to speculate he was talking about Tyler Perry. The timing. The clues. The silence. People started connecting dots all over again. Tyler Perry is in the headlines again, and this time, it's not about a movie. Actor Derek Dixon is suing him for $260 million, claiming sexual harassment, assault, and career sabotage. At first, Perry offered him roles and promised to produce his pilot. But when Dixon says he didn't return Perry's romantic interest, things changed fast. He claims Perry began texting flirtatiously, dangling career help, then allegedly assaulted him at home in January 2020. After that, he says Perry warned him, "Play along, or your character gets written off." And then, his character on the Oval got shot 4 times in the chest. Dixon says it was a power move. He also alleges Perry groped him in a trailer, and again during a Bahamas cast trip. By the end of 2020, Dixon was diagnosed with PTSD, put on meds, and says fixers tried to offer him hush money. In 2023, he moved to California, tried to distance himself, but claims he lost $400,000 in earnings. Perry's legal team calls the lawsuit a scam. But Dixon isn't the only one speaking out. Back in 2023, Christian Keys went live on Instagram, talking about being harassed by a powerful Hollywood man, no name, but fans immediately linked it to Perry. He described being 5 drinks in, crashing at this man's house, when the guy allegedly tried to get in bed with him. Christian says he fought him off and later got bullied into deleting the video. Now fans are connecting the dots. This isn't the first time Perry's name has come up. In 2014, Joshua Soule, a former assistant, was involved in a bizarre studio break-in. Perry filed a restraining order, but Soule sued back, claiming sexual harassment, retaliation, and emotional abuse, demanding $10 million. Then there's the episode of The Boondocks people say was based on Perry, which mysteriously got pulled. And don't forget the long-standing drama with Spike Lee, who once called Perry's work coonery and buffoonery. Even Katt Williams said it years ago, Perry's empire came at a price. He accused him of shady deals, ego trips, and mistreating black men in the industry. Everyone laughed back then, but now? With all these lawsuits and NDAs, people are wondering if Katt wasn't crazy, just early. And now rumors say there's video from Diddy's parties that could drag Perry into even deeper trouble. Diddy's former bodyguard is hinting at major dirt about to drop. Hollywood's mask is cracking. And Tyler Perry? He might not dodge this one.
Be a famous entertainer and make billions and billions of dollars, but the one thing you can't do.
And then there's Terrence Howard, a man who's been battling Hollywood his own way. He's refused to play the game. Terrance recently doubled down on what he's been saying for years. That there's a clear effort to flip black masculinity in the industry. He says he's not judging anyone's lifestyle, but he's calling out how powerful men allegedly pressure others into compromising situations. All for favors, success, or control. And Terrance didn't hold back. He straight up dropped Diddy's name and hinted at big-name producers in Black Hollywood using their power to manipulate.
I mean,
Sound
Puffy invited
familiar?
me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around.
This isn't about tearing down Tyler Perry. It's about finally questioning the system he helped protect. And asking what it really costs to rise in Black Hollywood. One thing's clear. Katt Williams and Terrence Howard weren't just venting, they were warning us. And now, it's all starting to surface. If this deep dive opened your eyes, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to see it. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Are Hollywood secrets finally catching up to Tyler Perry? Let's talk about it. Thanks for watching, see you in the next one.